So last night I started getting my e-bike prepared. I want to try to do a longer distance bike tour on it. It's something that I've been really interested in trying over the years, what it would be like to do a bike tour on a powered bike and also with a dog. So I'm going to try to do the Kettle Valley Rail Trail from Castlegar to Princeton. It's a rail trail, so it's flat and like relatively easy going. But there are some really far out sections on it where I'm kind of scared that I might run out of power. You can still pedal the bike when it dies, but it is really hard to do so. And I just have no idea how much distance I can get out of a single charge. So I decided to buy a second battery, and the plan is to ride as far as I can on the first battery and do a wild camp out in the forest somewhere the first night. Then the second night I will have to get a campground or a hotel to just get myself totally recharged. But a hotel would be preferable because like I'll have to run out to get some groceries and fetch supplies, and I'm not comfortable leaving Rocco unattended with the bike when I'm like inside getting stuff. I've just heard like one too many horror stories where people have had their dogs stolen, and it's something that I'm just not willing to risk. But yeah, I'm going to head into Castlegar and park my van at the airport there in the long term, and we'll get started on this. Oh, we got problems this morning. I was wondering why the highway got so quiet. Apparently there's some flooding on the road last night, and they've closed it right down there. So suddenly a 10-minute drive to Castlegar has become longer than an hour if I have to detour all the way around. And I don't even know if I can get out of here because sometimes they put down these big gates that completely block the road, so I could be trapped inside unless someone is there to let me out if that's the case. But I don't think I'll be able to start this tour today because I still have lots of organizing to do down in Castlegar, and the forecast is rain the next day, so I might have to just hold off. But this spring has been crazy. Just this big heat wave suddenly hit, and there's been all this flooding causing damage in closures. So I'm a little worried about the rail trail too, that it might be impassable. So this could be the episode that never happened, but we'll see. Long story short, I made it to Castlegar. I got everything I need, and I think I have time to get parked at the airport and start pedaling, so let's do this. And away we go. I had to ride about 14 kilometers outside of Castlegar to get onto the trail. The front end is super wobbly with the weight of Rocco up there. I hit a pothole, I nearly lost it and crashed, so I gotta be careful to keep this thing at low speed. But now that I'm on the trail, I can let her off and let her run. But yeah, she's a great little adventure dog for this type of thing. I'm barely a kilometer into this. It's already so beautiful. I think I'm going to be in for a really good trip. It's bringing back memories of bicycle touring, but unfortunately I couldn't pack in my drone. I'm loaded to the brim. I didn't have any room for extras. But right after I paid for my parking there at the airport, I got a notification on my phone that there's a big rain event coming tomorrow night. They're all worried about mudslides happening, so I don't know what's going to happen. I might have to turn around tomorrow unless I can wait it out somehow. But yeah, we'll just keep pedaling along the side of the Columbia River here as make my way down and around to Christina Lake. This top power bar has been flicking on and off here at 25 kilometers, so I'm guessing I'm at around 80% charge on the battery. This is the 14 amp hour one, but I have my doubts that this goes down consistently across the board, but I'm hopeful it'll get 100 kilometers off a single charge This side, it's been a steady climb from 500 meters all the way up to 1200. There's been some trucks going up and down this road. I guess they're doing some forestry work out here, but one guy, he just stopped and he said it's heavily snowed in up here and he doesn't think I can get through. But I can't count the number of times that I've been told I can't get through something and I still do. So I'm gonna go up there, try my best, and if it doesn't work out, I mean, I'll spend a night and turn around, no big deal. Before this video starts to feel like a Pedego commercial, I should probably say that this is not a paid promotion. I bought this bike with my own money, and I'll probably never do paid promotions because I don't want to deal with contracts and turning my videos into big commercials. So think of this as an honest review of how this e-bike performs in the case of fully loaded bike touring. But I just dropped another bar on the battery here at 35 kilometers, so maybe it's all a pipe dream to do this type of touring on an e-bike right now, but I've been climbing all day long. I'm sure if I turned around right now I'd coast most of the way back to the van, but I've been putting a decent amount of effort into pedaling too. I'm not just like spinning my feet for the sake of looking like I'm doing some work. So let's keep going and see what we can get out of this. So that is Deer Park down there, and this is where the trail starts to swing around to the south, and I'm guessing where the snow is at. That was really amazing. I had no idea that tunnel would be so long. That's exactly the reason why I like to be outside exploring, to see things like that. But I've got some breaking news here. The odometer on the bike says 47 kilometers. My watch says 43 with about 600 meters of climbing, and there's only one bar left on the battery, which means I should only expect to pull about 50 kilometers per charge. On one hand, I mean, it's really impressive that a battery-powered bike can carry a person and all their gear on fat tires up a gravel road that far, but on the other hand, I'm underwhelmed. I was hoping for at least 100 kilometers per charge, so that basically means that I have to stay in hotels every single night. There's one down in Fife, and after that in Midway, then there's a campground in Beaverdale, but after that is like a really long section through the Mira Canyon and down and around to Penticton, and that's too far. I just wouldn't make it on this bike. Back when I was doing my real bicycle tours, like Alaska to Alberta, I was doing 100 kilometers every single day. I never needed to take rest days. I never once stayed in hotels, in my tent every single night, and that's a lot more appealing to me. I don't think the technology is quite ready for fully loaded e-bike touring just yet, unless you always want to be on pavement and stay in hotels every single night and carry absolutely nothing but a credit card. Then I guess the option is there. I'm guessing the guy was talking about the tunnel, that he didn't think I could get through it, but it was no problem. So I've no doubt in my mind I can get down to Fife. That's another 50 kilometers though. I don't have enough time tonight, so I'll just sleep in this shelter tonight and make a decision, like whether or not to continue on. Ahead of me in that direction are a lot of nights in hotels. There's that rain event coming tomorrow night that I'm kind of worried about, but If I go this way, I'll be back to the van tomorrow afternoon with a major case of FOMO, because this trail has been beautiful and I want to see it all, but maybe it's better to do it lightweight and see it in sections, but I'll sleep on it, make a decision tomorrow. Are you ready to go? Alright, so I made the decision. I'm going to ride back to the van today. If I keep going forward, there's just way too many hotels ahead of me, and once I reach Beaverdell, I have to backtrack and go all the way to the van. So it just makes more sense to me to drive to trailheads and just ride the trail in sections. But yeah, I wish to go back in time and ride this back when I had my fat bike and before the floods destroyed that section out near Merritt. I had no idea it was going to be this good. My only disappointment is that ATVs are allowed on the trail. I wish it was just a foot, horse, bike only, because I feel like in the summer it gets really busy and noisy and dusty, and it'd be hard for me to let Rocco run around off leash with all that traffic. But yeah, let's head on back. I put the new battery on the bike this morning, so it'll be interesting to see what the charge is at going mostly downhill back to the van. But I bet you in the long term, over an extended tour, it probably averages out around 50 or 60 kilometers per day. That was a lot of fun. The memories started flowing back to me why I enjoyed bicycle touring for all those years. But made it back to the van just in time. The rain is coming down, and there's a lot of rain in the forecast as well. So I'm glad that I decided to turn around and come back, because I just didn't want to wind up spending a whole bunch of time sitting in hotels out there. But good news on the way back, the battery only went down 1 bar, so maybe there's a slim chance that the first battery would have got me all the way back to the van. I didn't realize how hard I was working the motor going up that long hill, but in the future I'll probably try harder to design like looped routes that'll take 2 or 3 days. I just have to like carefully calculate how much climbing there is, the road surface, wind speed, how much weight I'm carrying, and I think I can design a lot of really fun routes to enjoy on that bike. But in terms of like true self-supported long distance bike touring, I mean, there's no comparison. You have to go on a pedal powered bike unless they can invent a battery that'll go like 500 kilometers on a single charge. I think what they need to do is start studying these Jack Russell dogs and figure out where they get their energy from. Then like the world's energy needs will be solved. But hope everyone is just like bearing with me through this video. I had no idea what to expect, and I've just been learning as I've been going. But yeah, thanks for coming along on this adventure, and hope everyone is doing good, and I'll see you in the next episode.